What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to go over when I bulk. Do I or should I count my calories and or my macros? I'm gonna let you know what I found works best for me, and you can maybe try implementing this and see how it works for you. Now, first, before I dive in, I just want to let you know if you are interested in seeing videos like this that can just help you with your journey, along your journey, help you maybe speed up your progress, make things maybe a little easier for you, little tips or tricks that you can implement to make your journey a little better. If so, consider subscribing because I do post videos daily. Also, hit that notification bell, and that way you won't miss a video and you'll get notified when I post one. Okay, so let's jump in. So when we burning fat, it's pretty obvious. We know we need to be counting our calories, knowing exactly what we're consuming. We know that, right? That's when it comes to counting calories, most people associate that with trying to get shredded, trying to lose weight, trying to burn or lose fat, right? Burn fat. But now when it comes to bulking, is it really necessary to count your calories? Should I just dirty bulk? Should I just eat, and eat? Right? And I've done both ways. And I've definitely found, well, you know, both ways on either spectrum, on the far ends, and then there's sort of somewhat of a middle ground. And I'll tell you exactly what I now am currently doing while I try and bulk up. So, I would I first tried bulking, and this was bulking on only healthy foods, and which was really hard. And yes, I counted my calories and I'd work out my meals, and then I'd cook meals accordingly and try and eat those meals. And I picked up a lot of weight this way, but I wasn't counting it. I was eating to a meal plan, but eating to somewhat of a set amount of calories, right? And then outside that, I would still, if I ate my food and I wanted to indulge, I would still indulge, but I made sure I got my baseline calories in. Did this work for me? Sure. Picked up weight, I picked up muscle, picked up a lot of unnecessary fat though. Fat that then takes a long time to get off once we start cutting, right? And then it was sort of that vicious cycle of gaining weight and then losing weight and feeling super skinny, and then gaining weight with some muscle but then feeling fat, and then losing and then feeling super skinny. Vicious cycle, vicious cycle. What I now found was, okay, then I switched to eating what I wanted to, but counting my protein, carbs, and fats. Now those are your macros, right? Calories is sort of just it's the way that it's the unit of measurement for the energy that we consume from our foods, right? But when we break that down into what the macros are, which is protein, carbs, and fats, should we then be tracking those too? Now, this is what I found when I was tracking my protein, my carbs, and my fats and my calories. It's sort of a very fine and narrow path, right? So it becomes a bit challenging but I found it tedious to be tracking all three: protein, carbs, and fats, and then your calories also. So those are four things to be tracking, and it becomes very time consuming. Not just that, choosing the meal to then make it fit closer to the end of the day so that you're reaching your target for all just takes up a lot of unnecessary mental space, I found. So what I found that was sort of the way that gave me the most freedom and is still working, or at least what I'm trying, what's somewhat working for me now is I'm just tracking my calories, because the thing is, if my weight's not going up, then at least I need to know how much I'm consuming and try and increase from there. Okay, so I'm tracking my calories so I get an average idea of my daily consumption, and then I'm just making sure I'm getting in enough protein. Reason being, and why I don't do the fats and the carbs anymore, is because I'm eating in a surplus, right? With the aim of picking up weight, I know that I'm getting sufficient fats and carbs from what I eat is not hard. I know that. Um, it's the protein, right? I find making sure that we're getting adequate protein is something that I think most people lack. So I feel like all the tastiest foods are definitely low in protein, right? Um, it's always high in carbs, high in fats. So if we are getting in enough carbs and enough fats by just eating a relatively balanced diet to the foods that we enjoy, but including those wholesome, healthier foods, um, so things only two things left to track is just getting in enough protein, and then sure, great, done, check, tick that off the list, and then just see where my calories are at. And that's what I'll be doing, monitoring my calories. Not setting a max limit, but maybe setting a baseline minimum, because I found that I started losing more weight and I was like, no, I want to be adding more weight. So that is one way to quickly spot it. Hey, I'm not adding more muscle, I'm not picking up more weight. Increase your calories. Hey, I'm picking up weight, but I'm not picking up enough muscle. It's just more fat, but it's at a slow rate. Then, maybe we're not eating enough protein. You know what I mean? So then we increase our protein. But if we are eating in a surplus, then we actually don't need that much protein. So then that's not really an issue. But for the most part, if we are tracking our protein, we can just make sure that we are getting in sufficient amounts. So I still track my protein when I bulk, and I track my calories. Carbs and fats lay where they are. I use the tool called MyFitnessPal. It's a simple free app. I use the free version. It's super simple, super easy to sort of just track things, scan barcodes, and add meals that you can just quick add them to for your day. So it's a few clicks. Once you get used to that, it's really not that hard. Give it a try. I personally don't find that I need to track my carbs and my fats. Of course, if you are a bodybuilder and you're taking this super seriously, then that is your life and your livelihood. Then, of course, every little fine tuning makes a difference. However, for most of us out there, we want something that is sustainable but still gets us closer to the goal. That's why I recommend those two things. Track those two things and monitor your weight gain photos. You can take some measurements, and good luck with your bulk. If you like this video, if you found any value, or you think you maybe found a tip that you could implement, consider giving this a like. And also, I post videos daily, so consider giving this channel a subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a video, because I do post daily. I'll see you guys tomorrow.